This is Dr. Gregory Jenkins here with Dr. Judith Curts, and we are the Doc and Doc Show. We're back from our little break there, and you're listening to AM 1220 KHTS. Our phone number is 298-5487. Please call us if you have any questions that we can help you with. And we're going to start going down the list of some more medicines that can cause you some problems with libido. So, Dr. Curts, you want to get started?
We were talking, I think we left with benzodiazepines, which is Xanax. Mm-hmm. A lot of people take Xanax. What is your thought on that, and what does that do for libido?
Yeah, it lowers your libido, and that medicine is addictive, and some people go to drug rehab because of the benzos, they call them benzos. And it's not really a great medicine for anxiety. It's short-acting.
So what is it good for?
It makes people sleep for a few hours.
Oh.
But they think that's good for them sometimes, but it's not really a great medicine to take.
So it doesn't take that edge off when you're tense and you think you're going to scream.
Or you take that medicine, you still wake up in the middle of the night with anxiety and anger and fear. And really, you need a medicine that builds up in your system over time that's safe, along with your therapist.
That sounds good. Beta blockers.
Beta blockers are really good medicines for your heart and really good medicines for your blood pressure, but they do cause some problems. A beta blocker, why they call it a beta blocker, is because in our body there's different types of cells that respond to blood pressure changes. And what happens when you take a beta blocker, it blocks the beta cells. And the beta cells help us not have heart attack. Matter of fact, if paramedics come to your house in some communities, they give you a beta blocker because they know it prevents the heart attack from getting worse. So it's a great medicine for the heart. But for the other things that we're talking about, it's not so good for people.
For sex drive.
Sex drive, it causes erection issues.
Okay. So, and for healthy heart, lower blood pressure, great sex is the answer. Even, mediocre sex, I don't know. But that's, as long as we're interacting and having some fun, that really is preventative, isn't it?
That really is, yeah.
Yeah.
I've said that, I think maybe in an earlier show I said that the penis is actually a barometer of your libido. So if you don't have a good erection for men and sex drive for women, they may have health problems. So if you get in the 50s, and you better get your cholesterol checked, your diabetes checked, and all your checkups. And sometimes just by making your blood pressure come down, things work better.
And so, what Dr. Jenkins and I offer, getting yourself healthy again, and maybe we're talking about late 40s, early 50s, and just really getting a good checkup. Go to a therapist if you want to talk about something. If sex hasn't been what you want it to be, because I think we should have sex until the day we die. Or 5 minutes before we die, so we can,
say goodbye.
Just say goodbye.
Thanks, Annie. Thanks for coming over.
Instead of, oh God, yes.
Can you open the front door so the paramedics can come in?
Okay, so we're off beta blockers and the opioids, the
addictive medicines.
The addictive medicines. Yeah. What do? Do they get you really excited?
No, they're narcotics, and they don't help with sex at all.
So what's the point?
What's the point. I don't know why people get addicted to them, but Carrie Quashen, who has a show on Tuesdays, is that right, Cody? Tuesdays on the Action Group. Monday? By Monday it is, okay. He's an expert in that, and they get these people to come to their program, and most of them are on some kind of opiate. They're on methadone, they're on morphine. Every once in a while you get one that's on Benadryl.
Oh.
People get hooked on Benadryl, believe it or not.
It would be great to have somebody in recovery. I know it's always anonymous, and they wouldn't have to give their name, but to have somebody with that experience to come in and talk.
I wonder if those medicines make women infertile.
You're the doc.
I don't know. I'm going to have to look it up. I don't know.
Yeah.
I wonder if that happens, because when I talk to women that are in rehab, the thought of having sex, they don't have it, and also they're not taking birth control pills or anything. So I wonder if it's impossible. I'll find out.
I think that'd be great to find out. Yeah. The only other one that I had was Tegretol for seizures and bipolar disorder.
Well, Tegretol is actually a good medicine for seizures and for headaches and some bipolar things. But again, it's another one of those downers. It takes down your sex drive.
So
We can talk about something good today. Everything we're reading off is bad.
no, but
Tell me what drug makes things better.
well, that's what we're trying to say. Okay,
I'm going to order some for Cody.
if this is bad, then what can you do about it? What can you do to kind of stop the bad stuff from going on? And you know, a few weeks ago, we talked about what we could do to increase libido. And Dr. Jenkins came up with some great stuff, even wearing red, having your partner wear. And I said, and I have to apologize to everybody, I said, have your partner wear red pajamas. That doesn't sound sexy to me. Maybe red underwear or something, you know, something attractive, but, you know, some baggy red, I don't know. So
Well,
I
luckily,
apologize.
Luckily, this is a radio show, not a TV show.
That's true.
'Cause I'm sure there'd be somebody showing this.
Right. But we talked about some things like, and Greg, you came up with smelling your partner's clothes.
And you know what? And we gave that to Flynn last week. She liked the idea.
Yeah.
Yeah, she liked it.
Yeah.
So,
It was, and the red wine versus champagne. I mean, the red wine, a glass of that a day, especially for a woman, will increase libido. More than that, it's going to go the other way. But a glass of red wine is better. It gets the blood flowing. Supposedly better orgasms, and yoga helps that because the blood flows for women downward. You get more in tune with your body, which is so important. You know, nobody owns your body but you. You know, somebody. I don't know why I thought of this.
Yes, why did you think of it?
Somebody sent me a joke the other day, and they're always sending me jokes based on sex. I wonder why. That it was a bunch of women, and they said, sex is a very personal thing, so why are we sharing it with anybody?
okay, I agree with you.
I thought it was funny. Everybody's laughing.
Sounds serious. It sounds too serious to me.
And we also talked about touching. When you're talking to your partner, just touch them. When you're touch their hand or put your arm around them or something not contrived, but touching. And, you know, the smells, we're using all the senses, which is sensuality. And that has a lot to do with us feeling better. And it's interesting at the break, we're always talking to Cody. Dr. Jenkins and I are talking to Cody about things, and he's always a great help. But we were talking about, you know, with the cyber age, and it's not going to go away, that do you like to talk on the phone with someone? Do you want to text them? Do you want to email? How do you communicate? And I think it's almost an epidemic of lack of intimacy in our country now. Not talking, not meeting somebody face to face. Even if you're talking to them on the phone, they could be doing 3 or 4 other different things. They're not looking at you. So there's really not a lot of intimacy. And, you know, my question was to them, how are we going to have world peace if you don't even look at people and you're using your devices and you're texting and using emails? And I think it's epidemic. I think it's a very sad thing. And so how do we get something that's good and an addition to our life to not let it own us, that we own it?
That's a really long question. That's a really long question.
Well, then give me
Or
a
maybe
long
I should
answer.
say wrong.
It's a great question.
Well, I know it's the millennials are, you know, they're used to using the devices, and you know they're rather successful with it, with the Match.com and the Tinders and different programs like that.
And guess what? You just brought something up, because I'm got some women coming in. I'd love to have some men come into our show to talk about internet dating. One who said she would do it is rather new to internet dating, and the other one who's going to come in, I think, is not so new to it. So what are the things to look out for? What are the experiences? And it seems like that's what we're doing today. We are shopping for love. You know, we open a page and we look, and we're just just like you buy a new blouse. Okay, this one looks better than this one. And what are the attractions? So I'm excited. That's going to be a fun show.
Well, I have one experience with that.
Tell me.
Match.com. I was at a restaurant with some friends, and there was a couple sitting next to all of us. And somebody said to the woman, when the guy went to go to the bathroom, they said, "Are you here on a Match.com date?" And the lady says, "Yeah, this is my 98th date this year, and this is in December."
Oh.
98.
Kill me now.
And I'm trying to get 100 dates in, so I can write a book. And so then the man comes back, and then the woman goes to the bathroom, vice versa. So finally, when the woman's asleep by herself, sitting there by herself, one of the guys I was said, "Hey, can I get your number, and we'll go out for a date?" So sure enough, the next day he's out on a Match.com date with her.
Oh my, and I think that's the biggest site. There's Match.com, there's eHarmony, there's, I don't know, so many of them.
I'm surprised this station doesn't have one. The K-Hits site, the K-Hits dating site.
KHitsDatingSite.com, your hometown date.
298 hookup.
Your hometown dating site. Well, let's talk to the owner.
I think if he'd ever call us,
He doesn't want to call us.
He's probably tired of us.
Yeah, he doesn't want to call us. But yeah, okay, let's start that. So yeah, just call if you want to start dating. 298-5487. We'll hook you up with somebody.
Just ask for Cody.
Yeah, we've just got Cody here.
Yeah.
So, but he's cute and he's adorable, and you know, I'm sure he'd be a great date. So.
Okay. So let's see what else we got here. So we did we talked about miracle marathon. We haven't talked about some other medicines.
Okay.
Some common medicines that people use. Oh, I got to switch back. You know, talking about testosterone, I've seen more and more people come into my office asking for testosterone testing because they want to get their testosterones in levels up to be normal. So we do the blood testing, and they come back high or low, and then the ones that are low, you know, the question is like, what do you do about it?
What do you do about it?
Well, you have to take some kind of medicine to get it up, whether it's injections or a patch or some creams. Those will all work, but then they take monitoring. And you know, 10 years ago, women used to take estrogen. Women used to take estrogen, but then they found out the estrogen caused, you know, uterine cancers, breast cancers. So they very seldom use any type of estrogen preparation. And I'm just worried that now that men are using testosterone more and more, that maybe they'll develop prostate cancer.
And there's no research on that.
That's right. That's right.
That's interesting. I didn't think about that. I know there's a testosterone gel that sometimes men use. Is that effective?
All the methods work. You know, there's the gels, there's the creams, there's the patches, and the injections. Go ahead. But there's no pills.
I've had patients who have talked about low testosterone, and they come in and I send them to the doctor and they get the tests, and then they come back and their testosterone is either normal or high. And that's when they see me, because there's something else going on. It's not about the testosterone. It's so easy to blame.
So they're there for a relationship issue, and they're hoping that the testosterone's low and they can fix that, and then they'll be happy.
Yeah, then it's magic.
Oh. Okay. Now we know what to do.
We all want a text. We want instant gratification. We want magic. And I don't think we're being very realistic. I really don't. So, okay. What are the other medications?
Oh, well, some of the medicines that you know, we talked about red wine, but some of the hard liquor is really causes erection and libido problems. If you're an alcoholic, you very seldom have erections. If you're an alcoholic, you very seldom have orgasms. You know, and the desire to meet somebody is very low if you're an alcoholic.
That's sad.
So I say just drink the red wine, 1 or 2 cups a day, glasses a day, I should say.
But if you're an alcoholic, one is never enough.
Well, that's the difference between alcoholics and social drinkers.
That's true. That's true. One isn't enough, and, you know, 15 isn't enough, and it just keeps going on, and then you have to get help.
That's right. So hopefully stops way before that.
Yeah, and you'll kind of look at yourself, and yeah, we should. There are places that you can go. There are 12-step programs that you can say, I think people are afraid to go to them because they say, well, I'm not an alcoholic. And I think the only requirement to go to all of these meetings is the desire to stop drinking for even a day. There are closed meetings that you can't go to, but there are open ones.
Yes,
and I've
that's
sent
right.
people.
Some are women only. Some are smoke. If you want to smoke, some of them you can smoke at. But I was wondering, how does it? So the AA, do they say you can't drink at all, or you can have a because maybe you're a binger. You can't drink at all?
You do not drink at all, not if you're in a
Oh.
12-step program. Now, there's a lot of relapse, like I think 90-some% relapse, but if you do stay in the program and you get a lot of sponsorship, a lot of help, and you go to meetings, there are meetings everywhere.
I had a patient, and he said, I've been sober for 15 years. I mean, I've been going to AA for 15 years, but I've only been sober for the last 7. So the first 7 or 8, he was still drinking on and off,
Well, there's a lot of denial and dishonesty when it comes to that. People think, well, I can do this, I can do that. So, and then there are different levels of drinking. But if it's not doing you any good, you can go once or twice just to see. Hey, and the people really, I've heard, aren't very scary. They don't wear strange things or have horns on their head. They're just regular folks,
Right.
So, and I think they're very welcoming.
And they also have them by groups. So let's say you're some kind of professional person. They have groups of psychologists or groups of physicians, groups of nurses,
Right.
groups of engineers. And so they have these very small regional, they're not regional, by their LA area. So you may have to go down to a certain area, but everybody has the same profession as you or the same thing. So that sometimes helps people when they're talking about being an alcoholic. And because right now people say, I don't want to go to that so-and-so, because there's one real close to us right here called Rafters. And a lot of the court-appointed people go there. And there's one up on Lyons Avenue, another one court-appointed. You have to go to so many classes. They check you in, check you out. You can't be late. And they don't want to do that one. They want to do the one where people are like them.
Yeah.
They don't want to be the ones where you got arrested and you have to do this and this. They voluntarily are going.
And, I guess we have to do it, but I don't like court-appointed therapy. I don't want to, I'm not interested. I want somebody to come to me who really wants a change in their life. Or, maybe they say, I'm having problems. Okay, let's figure this out. But I want them to have some kind of motivation or some reaching out for some reason. That is healthy. That's very healthy.
Right, yeah.
But to have somebody forcing you, it puts you in a childlike position. The court is the parent.
Yeah, there are some medicines that can stop your cravings for alcohol. And there's one that's called Withdrawal, which is a shot you get every month. There's another one that's a new one out where they implant into your into your arm, on the inner side of your arm, these 5 pellets. And those pellets will last for 6 months. And then the pellets have to be taken out and then replaced if you still need it. And those last for 6 months. So 6 months of sobriety is sometimes wonderful for an alcoholic or a drug addict. The bad news is that they're $4,000 or $5,000 to get that installed and changed out.
So wouldn't it be nice if the court could make you do that? I'm sure they can't.
Yeah.
And then would pay for that. So it would help all of us. It would take them off the street, number one. We'd be safer. And the cost, that's, I don't know.
Or maybe make tax on it enough that it will pay for it.
That sounds like a good idea.
If you buy a bottle of beer, it's the extra 5 cents or whatever it is to make it work out so that you can get this treatment anytime you want.
So what are you running for now? That's a good idea. I like that.
I guess I can take Bernie Sanders' place now that he's
now that he's out.
He's out, yeah.
My brothers and sisters,
That's
you
right,
can
yeah.
certainly do that.
Right.
So we are going to come back, and if you're sitting there and saying, "Oh, I'd like to call in," or "I'd like to write an email," just do it. Just do it. We're not going to recognize you, and if we do, we're not going to say your name or anything. So just do that and get some advice, some information, some help, and some questions that you have. And you are listening to AM 1220 KHTS, and as Doc Jenkins says, K-Hits. Call us at 298-5487.
Yes, this is Dr. Gregory Jenkins back here with Dr. Judith Curts. We are the Doc and Doc Show, and you're listening to AM 1220 KHTS. That's in downtown Newhall. Our phone number is 298-5487. I'm back with Dr. Curts, and we're continuing to talk about today, a myriad of problems and things, and we're kind of jumping around, so I hope people can understand that and listen to us. But we were talking about medicines that decrease libido, and now we went to alcoholism and drug usage, and
which can decrease sex drive quite a bit,
yeah.
quite a bit. And I say sex drive and libido just because some people don't know that they're one and the same. Libido is sex drive. So, you know, sometimes I think when we're in our offices, we'll use words that, you know, people don't know what they mean. It doesn't mean that they just haven't had the experience. So I don't know. Tell us if we're using words that, you know, you're saying, what is that? Or what does that mean? So, you know, especially in sexuality, I think we try to use the big words, and we're happy to, you know.
use smaller words.
or explain what it means.
That's good.
Explain what
That's
it
good.
means. Yeah, because,
Yeah.
you know, we went to school, and so we want to impress you with our big words. Because that's what we learned and paid money for.
I think people understand sex drive.
Yeah, that's why I said
That's
sex
easy, yeah.
drive and
Yeah.
libido. And, you know, I wanted to take this opportunity because we're kind of at the end of the show. I want to tell you who is going to be on next week. I am so excited. She's a friend of mine. I met her a few years ago, and her name is Danielle McPartlin. She is a Santa Clarita mother. She started her own business. She is the founder of her own business called Plate Therapy, and I use it, and I absolutely love it. But it's interesting how this mom had some physical issues with thyroid, and she started cooking out of her own kitchen to help, and she found that the way she fixed food and her menus changed her health. And she is one gorgeous woman and full of herself. She also works out, but now she was cooking out of her kitchen and delivering meals to other people. Now they have this great big kitchen, a chef. Her husband's gotten involved. I think he's the chief taste tester, and that's what he says that he is. But she's going to be on next week, and I'm really excited. Maybe she'll bring us some food.
That'd be great. That'd be like the best thing, because I was told today that no food sits around here very long. They don't even have a refrigerator or a stove, because things just get scarfed up when bring it in.
So Danielle,
Especially apple pie.
bring us something good, and I know hers will be healthy, and maybe she'll even talk about sex and food and how that changes your sex life.
Yeah, you know, I was looking at her website, and it's interesting that she cooks foods that are non-inflammatory.
No.
So your body does not react to it.
Mm-mm. And I've been using, and you know, I'm certainly not a commercial, but she is such a wonderful story of something. You know, they say that, I think Plato said something about necessity is the mother of invention. And you know, you have a need sometime, and then you start taking care of yourself. You do a little research, and then it just explodes. And I mean, they deliver food now downtown LA and all over LA County. So
Wow, that's wonderful.
it's pretty neat, and she'll tell us about it. But I just wanted to let you know that Danielle McPartlin is going to be on next week with us. So you know, tune in. You'll learn a lot about nutrition and food and just her personal story. She's a neat lady.
That's going to be interesting. You know, there's also, I've talked to a woman who does injections. We're talking about the anti-aging injections, and you know how some women will get, and some guys too, I forgot, they get the Botox or the injectable, the Restylane and things like that to take away defects that you may have. And you know, that's really therapeutic for a lot of people. Because they feel better about the way they look.
I think it is. I think it is. And I certainly have no objection to things like that until they go over the top and it becomes an obsession. Oh my gosh, I've got to be perfect. I've got to look a certain way. And it's just continuing. So, I think that would be great to talk to her. I met a young woman last week who was talking about Botox and all of her injections, and she was 26 years old.
Well, you got to start early. You really have to start early. It's maintenance. It's maintenance.
Well, that's what I think we have to ask. I mean, geez.
Well, that's it. The other person that I've been trying to get a hold of, and I've talked to them, but there's a local plastic surgeon to come and give some new therapies that they have and new procedures that people may want to get.
And Dr. Portier is going to come on in August. She has had a baby, so she's going to come and talk about Thermiva and laser injections for women that increase libido and collagen. And she's a surgeon, and she's wonderful. I've met her and really like her.
But she's the doctor that does the vaginal rejuvenation.
She does
surgeries,
vaginal
right?
rejuvenation,
Right.
and that's part of the laser, the Thermiva. It's very cool, and I think menopausal women would definitely want to check in, or anybody. So, and she is just a lively, fabulous woman. So I think we've got some great shows coming up, but we want ideas from you. Send something to Doc at hometownstation.com and let us know what you want.
Yes, please call us or email us, and we'll find some experts on that topic, and they'll come to the show with us. And actually, you can come to the show if you want, because we have big windows you can look through. Yeah.
And stick your tongue out, whatever.
Right. Yeah. And there's free refreshments here also.
Yeah.
Just haven't found them yet, but
We haven't found it, but they must be somewhere. We keep looking. But we know a lot of people in this town and a lot of experts, so we would love to help you. So
this is Dr. Gregory Jenkins and Dr. Judith Curts. We're going to sign out now. And you're listening to AM 1220 KHTS 298-5487.
your
Have a great day.
hometown station.